Hi YouTube, it's Kathy, and this is my weekly entertainment wrap-up for November 23rd through 29th. This week I read 2 books, I watched 2 shows, I watched 2 movies, and I listened to 2 books. First this week I finished Everything She Does Is Magic. This takes place in a very small town where during October basically every day is Halloween. Essentially the small shops in this town actually make half of their yearly revenue in this one month. And one of our point of view characters, Darcy, actually works at her parents' paint shop, and they are kind of the head of the committee for the Halloween decorating and all of the events. From a young age, she kind of found out that like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny might not be real, so she kind of figures witches, which she's been told about her entire life, probably aren't real as well. Our other point of view character is an actual witch. She's got some things going on because she has to find a human protector before she turns 18 to be the person that kind of protects her as kind of a ceremonial role that she needs in order to join her coven, and if she doesn't have this person, she can't join the coven and she's excommunicated and her powers are taken and she's not allowed to see her family anymore. So you know, that's not stressful at all. And even though these two have never actually talked before, the witch character has actually told her family that Darcy has decided that she will be her protector, and now she actually has to make that happen before her parents show up before the ceremony. However, one thing that you're not supposed to do with your human protector is fall for them, which is already an issue because they both are attracted to each other. So let's see how that plays out. This was fun and sweet and silly, and it is the first in a series, so I'm interested to see what happens in the next installment. Next we have Camp QUILTBAG, which is a middle grade book about all of these preteens coming together to go to this camp for queer youth. We have 2 point of view characters in this one, Kai, who uses EM pronouns, and I believe the other character's name was Abigail, and she uses she/her pronouns. Abigail's having problems at home because she goes to a Catholic school and she accidentally let slip that she has a crush on her friend's mom, which I guess is super weird. And then Kai hasn't had the greatest time since A came out and changed her name and pronouns. In fact, her arm is currently in a sling because some students were roughhousing a little bit too much. I would call it bullying, personally. Abigail needs to work on her confidence, and Kai really wants to get a lot of points so that the people in her cabin really likes him, so they decide to make a pact to make both of these things happen. And of course, when there's secrets in a camp of preteens, nothing can go wrong, right? Again, this was fun and sweet and interesting, and I really love characters around this age because everything is so super important to them. And it makes the stakes really high, even though if you can step outside of it, you're like, this is fine. Come on, kids, just settle down. But when you're living it, it's everything. As for the shows I watched this week, I watched the entire limited series of Catch Me a Killer. It's actually based on a true crime book about this profiler who was profiling in South Africa in the 90s. So it's about her going to these different police departments and helping them out trying to catch serial killers. I thought it was super interesting. It definitely focused on the fact that this type of job really weighs on your own mental health. And if I ever see this book secondhand, I am definitely picking it up. The other show I watched this week was the first 4 episodes of the 5th season of Stranger Things, because of course they have to release it in this weird way where you get 4 episodes, and then I think we get more episodes on Christmas, and then I think the last episode is on New Year's. Which is super annoying, only because this is the show that started the whole drop an entire season on a platform thing, but now they're meting it out in little spurts, which is just annoying because I want to see what happens. It's also really weird to think that some of these kids like are married and have their own kids now, and that's just wild. So far, really enjoying this season, really interested to see how it's going to end. As for the movies I watched this week, they are definitely connected because I rewatched Wicked so I could go see Wicked for Good in theater. Obviously, I had seen the first one about a year ago, and prior to that I knew the story because I read the book in high school. I've seen the show in the West End of London a couple of times. But again, all of that was absolutely years ago, so when I went into it, there were all these little pieces that I was like, oh yeah, this part's gonna happen, but it's not until the second half of the show, so it won't be until the second movie. And then I actually found myself in the shower the other day being like, okay, which character that we've already met is gonna be this one? Oh, of course, if you've listened to lyrics, you know exactly which character certain characters are going to become. They did add a couple of new songs to the second part, which I thought were pretty well done, actually. I'm pretty sure they were written by the same person, so they kind of fit into the show as a whole, but I mostly just really love the cinematography of Glinda's new song. Other than that, I can just say I'm satisfied. I really enjoyed how all of this went. especially with some reveals towards the end, because I'm pretty sure they weren't a part of the stage show, but they might have been a part of the books. It's been too long since I've been in the original material to really know for sure anymore. As for the books I listened to this week, the first one is called Fleishman is in Trouble. This is about a doctor named Toby Fleishman who has a wife who he's trying to divorce and a couple of kids, and just all the animosity to do with that. They live in New York City. She's always working a lot and she looks down on him for just being a doctor because he won't get a higher paying job because he actually likes helping people and doesn't want to like become admin even though it pays better, or get a job doing whatever her friends do because it pays better, because he's like, no, I'm trying to help people, not actively harm them. And he's realized that by being divorced, suddenly when he's on dating apps, everybody just wants to date him, which is not something he'd ever think would happen. So a lot of this book is just him talking about these different body parts of women he's seeing through his phone before even meeting them. The weirdest thing about this book to me is it is narrated via a friend of his from college, this girl that he was in Israel with. And there are certain parts of this where I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense, because I'm pretty sure the details that she is talking about him getting all of these messages or whatever, she wouldn't actually be privy to those details or a bunch of the conversations that he has throughout this book. So I'm not sure why this was framed this way. And it kind of gets meta a little towards the end where they're kind of talking about if she were to write a book, you couldn't just end it at this party that they're at, because that's a weird way to end a book, but maybe I would end it this way and then the book actually does end that way, and I'm just like, I don't know what we're doing here, honestly. There was kind of a mystery aspect to this because you didn't really know what was going on with the wife for a while, and then it was just fine. I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. The other audiobook I listened to this week is The Empress of Salt and Fortune. This one is very short, it's novella length, and we are following somebody from a religious order who is going from one place to another, but on the way there stops in at this house, and there's an older woman that lives there, so they call her grandmother, and she's talking about her life when she used to be the servant of an empress. So we're getting all these different stories from her, which is really, really interesting, and then the story turns into something completely different as this evolves. This one was just okay for me. I'm not really one for all of the political machinations type of thing, so it wasn't really my jam, but I could see people really enjoying this. The writing was really good, I just didn't really care for the subject matter. That's it for this week. If you've read, watched, or listened to any of these, let me know about it down in the comments below. On the way down in the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. If you don't feel like leaving a comment but want to make sure that I know you were here, just leave me an emoji or a smiley face if you happen to be on your keyboard. Some people have asked if there's a way to financially support this channel, so I set up a Ko-fi account, which is a digital tipping service. The link for that, as always, is down below. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Bye!